The purpose of this video is to give you some suggestions for doing a trial of Dynamics 365 Business Central. We're not really trying to do training, although you may get some training from this. We're more trying to point out features that you may want to explore on your own. First of all, when you log into Dynamics 365 Business Central, you get a welcome screen or a home page or a role center, depending on what terminology you're using. It has menus at the top that are drop-down menus and have a good bit of functionality on them. You may want to go through these. You also have some actions, and if I click Sales Quote here, I will be adding a sales quote to the system. So you'll notice if I click this action, I'll go directly to the sales quote add screen. Now, these shortcuts can be very useful. If I come up here and go to the sales quote, and I'm going to choose the sales order, so there don't happen to be any sales quotes in the system. So if I choose one of these options, I get a list of the sales quotes that are out in the system. To get back home, I just click on this link. What I see on this screen right here is determined by my role, and that's under my settings. You can see I'm a business manager currently. If I change this to, let's say, shipping and receiving order by order, my home screen will change to a different set of options. This actually doesn't restrict what I can do in the system. It just changes what I see on the home screen. So that's one thing you might want to know about in navigating the system. You might want to explore the different roles that are available to streamline work. In this case, this is for an order-by-order shipping clerk that will need access to different items than a business manager. Another thing we can do here is we can search. So if I'm looking for a vendor, I can type vendor and it'll give me a list of what it thinks are the most popular items. If I want to see more, I can click show all and it'll show me everything that had vendor in it. Notice the difference between a list, a task, setup, which is administration, another list. So let's say I want vendors added to my menu. I can bookmark this, and when I bookmark this, you'll notice that vendors is now part of the navigation menu on my role center. So if I want something like a production bill of materials on my role center, this is the way I can add the bookmark for that. And here's that link that takes me directly to production bill of materials. Let's go back to sales orders. On screens that are lists like this, first of all, we have a filter pane. And in this case, we have some different views. If I click on this view, released, partially shipped, I can get a list of orders that meet that criteria. I can also, let's say, I wanted to find all of the orders that were in location red. So I can select location code, go to red. I'll get only the orders in the location code. Notice that I have a save as icon here. I can click save as and I can call this red. So now my filter is saved, or my view is saved, and I can access the filter for the red location anytime I want to see it. I can also click back on other views and the system will change. By clicking on the title, I can sort. I can also get some other options by clicking in the header but off the title. I can set filters this way, in which case I'm filtering to the customer number that's currently on the selected line. And there's some other things that are useful here, like the what's this will sometimes tell you information about the customer, and you can click learn more to go to more specific help on the internet. If you're going to process sales orders, you'll notice there are multiple location codes. If I go to the customer, you will notice on the customer card, in addition to the other information that's there, under the shipping tab, and notice that I can click to expand these. There's also a show more that allows me to see additional fields. On the shipping tab, notice that I have a location set. Let's take a look quickly at locations. I just want to point out that locations control what happens in the warehousing part of the system. If you select the blue warehouse, you'll notice that warehouse options are pretty much turned off. You don't have to use bins, you don't have to use shipments, picks, and putaways. If I look at the red location or the red warehouse, it's the same. So for trial purposes, I would suggest you use either a blank warehouse, the red, or the blue warehouse. If you choose to use something like the yellow or the white, you'll find that a number of the requirements for warehousing are turned on. You'll get messages when you try to invoice and ship these items that tell you have to do warehouse functions. The white warehouse is similar in that it does have some options turned on. Silver and green are the same way. So for a basic trial without having to worry about warehousing, be sure and use the blue, the red, or the blank warehouse. And you'll see there are plenty of trial orders here that have blue, red, and blank. If I go in, for example, to this yellow warehouse order, and I try to post it, we'll just try a shipment. The order will start to post, and then I'll get an error message that says there's nothing to post. That's because this warehouse requires shipment through the warehousing system, and I haven't done any shipments that way, so there's nothing for me to post in terms of shipment. So it'll be a lot easier in looking at the system if you take a look at the red and the blue or the blank warehouses. In some cases, you may want to see more options. For example, what options are available in manufacturing. To get to those, I suggest you click the menu button and then click Explore All. This will give you by functional area all of the functionality, or roughly all of the functionality in Dynamics. So if you're looking for manufacturing, here you've got product design. You can see the reports. If you're looking for capacities, you can see those, and you can open and close these. Likewise, you can see all the warehousing functionality in a nice organized format with the functionality grouped. Finally, on many of these screens, you'll notice that they open in sort of a subset of the screen. If I go over here and click on customer number, which is a link, I'll open the customer number and notice that they keep stacking. I can work this way, or if I want to be able to see more, I can expand and contract, or I can even launch it in another window. Notice the shortcut pane can be turned on and off by clicking the info button, and I can work with this at the same time. I can switch back to the other system and work with sales orders, or to the other window and work with sales orders or something else in the system. So that's our first set of tips on navigating the trial of Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central. At Data Guidance Group, we have over 30 years experience working with software products like Dynamics 365 Business Central. We provide implementation, consulting, and extension development, as well as custom software development and support from business people like you.